Hey everybody, it's me, it's Jonna Royal, and I'm back again as promised with another video. Yes, part 2 of When I Answered God. And if you have not seen part 1, you are missing out. Go ahead and click on that video. It'll be linked right below this video so you won't miss it. Also, speaking of missing videos, if you would please go subscribe, and once you subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that it'll notify you when Royalty, Jonna Royal, brings a music video. I come with a story time. Anything that I do, you all will be notified. Hey, Jonna Royal's back at it again. I need to see this. So please make sure you subscribe and that you hit that notification button so that you are notified. Now, this is part 2 of my testimony when I answered God, and woo, that number 1, it's a must see. So go ahead and do that. And let's just talk about all the love first that I've received from you all. I mean, nationwide though, okay? Like, you guys have really showed me love. All of you brothers and sisters of mine, kings and queens of mine, all the disciples of God has come and welcomed me as their very own. And I just want to say from the bottom and the top, the very center of my heart, I appreciate and love you all so much. Now, let's just pick up where we left off. So, we were on our way to Vegas for my mom's and her husband's honeymoon celebration, and they wanted to share it with a group of us. So it was a group of us that went. And I remember the time leading up to this vacation. I was so ready. I was actually rooming in one of my mom's spare rooms at her house at the time, so I was living with her. And I was, I had my little money stacked up, and I was ready for this trip. I was shopping for clothes, and I can remember how the male clothes just weren't appealing to me. Let's just say that. I would look at them and they just weren't appealing to me. And so I called my favorite cousin up, I called her up because I couldn't tell nobody. I feel like I was trying to tell my mom that I was feeling this like shadow on me, but I really couldn't express or tell nobody else except for my favorite cousin, and because I had to get it out somehow. So I told her what I had been feeling. I told her what, and then she was always the type, girl, you need to do that. You be so pretty, as a girl, they say that. But I've always been a girl, but it's so funny to hear people say stuff like that. But like, you be so pretty as a girl, and, you should really do that, girl, go ahead. So I went shopping. I was online at first, but I went shopping because I wanted to see how it would fit on me. I wanted to see it in the fitting room. So I would buy stuff and I would try it on and send her pictures, and she would tell me yay or nay, and just keep it 100 with me. So I decided not to show her the very last one that I decided to go with. So nobody knew that was going on the trip. I packed all my stuff. I had male clothes because I had already bought them, and I'm like, I'm not gonna, just not wear it or whatever. Granted, I never wore anything in that suitcase. I made outfits when I got to Vegas, but we getting there. So we get to Vegas. We're having a grand time, a really grand time. And at this point, I wasn't good at makeup. I wasn't good at walking, talking, feminine, anything. So we get to Vegas, and I even packed makeup. I even took makeup. Nobody knew. I was about to shock everybody. And so we get to Vegas, and we in the hotel room, me, my favorite cousin, and one of my aunts. And we bought the room together to share or whatever. But everybody was so close to each other anyway. So we were like in walking distance, everybody. And we had a dinner planned that day. I purposely showed up to the dinner late, okay? I wanted to make this grand entrance, right? And so everybody's down there, they're eating and stuff. I come in, and I wish I had a picture, But I come in and I have on this really bad black see-through sequence dress. Hair done because I had bought a wig. Hair done and my makeup just slayed for the gods, okay? I was, because before this, I was videotaping YouTube and how do I do this? How do I do that? You know, stuff like that. And everybody, even people in the restaurant, stopped to look. It was just kind of like the presence that I brought, you know? Like they were just stopping and looking and like, what? Who is that? Like, who is that? And my cousin was just smiling and I'm just smiling and I was kind of shy. Like I was kind of like, I'm not shy. Like I was kind of shamed because I felt like this spirit of shame on me because I felt like I wasn't supposed to be doing that when, girl, you supposed to be, you can dress, but that was the enemy though. The enemy was trying to tell me like, that ain't what you supposed to be doing. That ain't who you are. Kept battling with myself. So I sat and I ate and I felt like a superstar. I felt really amazing. It was like the impression I didn't expect to get, I actually got. I got that impression from everybody. Like that expression from everybody. Like she's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. What? Like what happened? So we took plenty of pictures. We sat, we laughed, we ate, we talked. And from that day on, I remember going back to my room and I was just praying like, God, that felt good. That really felt good to be acknowledged like that. And I actually feel like I feel pretty, Jesus. Like I feel good. And so I was like, every day, I remember I had this jersey, this male, it was male clothes all through my suitcase. I tweaked every outfit for the rest of the stay. I made jersey dresses. I was doing my makeup. I had gotten 2 wigs, so I was switching wigs back and forth. I was making swimsuits. Oh my God. Like the whole trip, I was dressed. I was dressed to impress. And I actually felt really, really good. So then when I came back here, when I came back to Kansas, that feeling was over. And it was like back to normal, back to my life. You know, that feeling had ceased. And so I got back into the same crowd. But they were not rejecting me for dressing like this. They were actually flocking to me more for dressing like this. So now I'm like, God, you want me to change my lifestyle, but these people are liking me more like this. Let's not say people, these women are liking me more like this. So how am I supposed to fight that temptation? How am I supposed to give you what you want when they love this? You know, it was like, and so the girl that I was talking about that I actually chose from the 2 that I was talking to, she loved the way that I looked as a feminine woman. And so we hit it off good. We hit it off real well. At this point, I'm like, we wasn't arguing anymore. We were actually hanging out more and partying and drinking and just living life. But I was still getting the attention now on my social media, yeah, from guys. I was still getting this. And it was some guys that, now remind you, I've never had an attraction to them. And so it was some guys that was like, okay, God, he might do. You know, he might do. I don't know. He's got potential. I would scroll through people and just make sure they didn't have tons of kids and, you know, like arguing with different women on their stuff. But I left people on scene. You know, I left a lot of dudes on scene until I just felt like it was getting old. I felt like it was getting old and I should start dating. I should start trying to date men because right before that, right before dating men, I actually had a breakdown. I was like, God, I feel like I'm dressing like this and I'm not comfortable anymore dressing like this. I want to go back to my old me. And I didn't feel pretty no more. That whole little thing was like once in a lifetime feeling, and it had never come back. And so I'm like, I really want to just go back to me being comfortable, God, you know. And he sat me down. He really sat me down. And he told me, he said, this ain't about the way you look. It's not about a man. It's not about people. This is about your salvation, Jonna. This is about where you want to be after this life. Do you want to be with me? And it was like full-blown conversation I'm having with God, like I'm having with you all, like full conversation. And I'm like, well, God, that makes perfect sense because I'm not attracted to men. You know, yeah, I look pretty, but I'm not feeling comfortable within myself. So you mean to tell me that it's more to where you trying to take me than just being pretty and messing with everybody, basically. And he was like, yeah. And I said, okay, God, okay. And so I gave him an ultimatum. And I know that people say don't question God, don't ask why. But I feel like if I can talk to my earthly mother and father like that, how come I can't talk to my heavenly Father like that? And so I gave him an ultimatum. I said, God, okay, well, if I give you this, then you have to give me children. And I don't want just any children. I want a child with my husband. I want a husband. And I also want you to take the attraction of women away from me so that I can see who you have for me. Because you have to be attracted to somebody before you get, you know, and I didn't have that attraction for men at all. It was only attraction for women. So I asked God and I said, God, just give me that. Give me that. And I'll do this. And I kid you not. The very next day, I woke up and I had about, I want to say 7, maybe 5 or 7 messages from this guy. I had about 5 or 7 messages from this guy. And he was just saying how, you know, beauty ain't, he was basically confirming, it was like confirmation. He was basically counter talking what I said to God. And so I'm like, okay, God, this is a start. Okay, this is a start. All right. The girl that I was talking to, on the other hand, was hitting me up and, you know, and I just told her, I said, you know, right now I need some space. I said, I'm sorry. And I know how hard that is for people to be kicking it with somebody and then all of a sudden they like not answering your texts or your phone calls. And I didn't mean it that way, but I had to follow what God was telling me because children and a happy life is what I wanted. So I'm like, okay, if God can give me this, then let's see God work. So I have to do my part. You know, I have to do my part. So here we are. She was calling me, she was texting me, and I'm like, I just don't want to, you know, and I can't be friends right now because it's too hard for me to see you like this. You know, it's too hard for me to see you like this. And so I just cut all ties and I started dating around. And dating was fun. Don't get me wrong. Dating was real fun. I had fun, but then I started to feel like I only wanted a meal. It was like now I'm hungry. Okay, yeah, I'll go with you. Or the next person would ask, and I'm like, no, I'll shoot them down because I'm not hungry today. It just got like that, but it was pretty fun. Dating around was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie. I met a lot of great people in the process, but just nobody ever struck me like that until one day. And I wouldn't say God sent him. And this is where my faith began to, this is when I began to really question God. Because now I see this man and I'm talking to this man and I am enjoying myself with this man. He knows the Bible front and back. It was like it was like when people say the devil knows what you want to. He knows what you've been asking God, you know? So, and at this stage in my faith, I just wasn't able to discern, like, if God actually sent him. I didn't know about really fasting and praying at that time, you know? So this guy was everything. I was like, okay, he haven't sent, you know, okay, this is who it is. God, thank you. That was fast. You know, I'm thanking God for this man. And I'm going to touch on that story. It's going to be a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into that. But I met that man. And we went far. We dated for 7 months before it ended, though. 7 months. 7 long months. Let's talk about that. 7 long months we dated until it just ended. But I am going to elaborate on that some more. But that just goes to show that you really have to be strong in your faith. And you really have to know when God is speaking to you. Whether it be through dreams, visions, prophecies, because God will send people. Because some of us, like me, I'm a visual learner. I'm that person that needs to see. Audio is okay. I can hear it, but I need to see it. I need to see it work. I need to see it in action, you know? So God would even confirm things that I asked through the mouths of people that didn't know what I was asking for. You know what I'm saying? So those were things that really got me to where I am today, you know. And after that 7-month relationship ended, and I cannot wait to touch on that story. But once that ended, here I am today. I'm married. I got the 2 children that God promised me. He never told me a number. I never asked for a number, but I specifically said the children for me, the children that I need, the children that is for me, you know? And in the process, I lost children. That's why I was asking God for these things. I had reasons behind asking God for these things before I gave him what he wanted. If I have to be uncomfortable, God, can I at least get something out of this? Or what's in it for me? I mean, not other than salvation, because salvation is promising. That's where we all want to get to. But is there something in it for me while I'm here? Or do I just have to be uncomfortable for the rest of my life until I get there with you? It's kind of like where I was going with the ultimatum. He blessed me with my 2 children. I am married. This was the first ring my husband bought me. He proposed to me with this ring. And then we hit a year, and this is the one he bought me next. So we have hit a year of marriage. Like, y'all just don't even understand how far God has brought me. I remember trying to have children with women that I was dating. We would try paying people to come over. Come on, y'all. Paying people to come over to give us sperm. Sperm donors is what they call them. We were spending money on doctors and telling us stuff, just taking our money. But the power of God, y'all, if it's not meant to be, it won't be. And I have a mother. I have a really strong praying mother. She used to always tell me, because my mama never agreed with the way my sister and I lived, but she never sugarcoated anything. She always loved us through whatever. She never sugarcoated anything. And she used to always tell me, you know, it's not going to work if God ain't in it. It's not going to work. Your relationships ain't working, daughter, because God ain't in it. You're not having luck with this pregnancy, daughter, because God, he ain't in it. That's not what he wants for you. And she used to always say, She's always saying, if she watches this, she gonna know. She's always say, it's gonna happen naturally. And you gonna have to get you some. You gonna have to get you some. We all know what some is. But you gonna have to get you some. If you want to get pregnant, you have to get you. But you know what? I used to laugh. And now I'm crying. I'm crying tears of joy, though. Let's not get it twisted. Like, God is amazing. And I have never put my trust in anybody that much and actually get back what was promised to me. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't even understand how to trust somebody. And you know what? I remember saying to myself too, Jonna, you put your trust in so many women before. Why not trust God? Why not? We put our trust in so many people. We put our trust in medicine. We put our trust in people, in different foods to heal our bodies. We put our trust in books and people, psychiatrists. Why not? Why not put my trust in God? And I'm speaking for me. I'm not speaking for nobody else, but for me. Why not? And the moment I did, and I never regret it. I never regret it. I'll talk about God till I'm blue in the face. Period. To nobody, no, because I know. Like, that goes back to me telling y'all how visual I am. I have to see it. Not that I've ever doubted God, but I had to see it for myself because I was battling with my own self, not really wanting to change. So after doing that, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm messing up my makeup. I try to get on here and be pretty. But I'm just excited. And not that was the end of my testimony, but that brought me here. The moral of the story is trust God. If he's tugging on you that much, he must know. He's gotta know where you can be. It's gotta be something that he already knows. Like they say, he knows your life. He's our Father. He writes the book. He writes the book of life. So he knows exactly who you are. Before he put you in your mom's womb, he knows who you are to be. So trust God. And I finally did that. And I just felt like I finally did it before it was too late. Because I've heard all my life people say, choose ye this day, even in churches, throughout my family, you know, who you're going to serve, because you cannot have two gods. And that's real. You cannot serve two masters. And that's real. But I just thank my family. I thank my real friends. I thank God for the mother I have, because she and my family instilled us in knowing this since birth. And it's like when we lose our way in life, you know, we go down the paths that we want, and it's so hard as parents to allow your children to, you know, venture off and explore. But if you instill that in your children at an early age, they will know exactly where to come back to. God will always redirect them. I have a praying mother. She prayed. She cried. She probably felt even less of a mother. You know, I put that hurt on my mother because of the decisions I chose to make. But I thank God for taking me through that. Because now I have a daughter. I have a son that I'm gonna have, as a parent, I'm gonna have to go through that too. I'm gonna have to teach my children the way of God like I'm doing. But I'm gonna have to teach them, but I'm also gonna have to understand that they are going to have their own life at one point. They are gonna have to grow up. They are gonna have to move out. But I'm gonna be just like my mother, and I'm gonna pray, and I'm gonna still preach the gospel no matter what. And I just thank God for giving me this opportunity to even come to y'all and talk to y'all, because this is not easy. It's not easy at all. I really battled myself with getting on camera and just telling my testimony. But I asked God to bless this channel and this platform, and to bless me to be able to share it with y'all. And I just really thank and love y'all, man. Y'all don't even understand. Because I know it's a lot of y'all on here that's watching, from family to friends to people that I've never met in my life that I just recently started to meet. I love all of y'all. Really. Y'all are amazing. And y'all don't even know. But, you know, enough crying. Ooh, y'all, I'm sorry. But God is just so good. He's just so good. He's just so good. And I thank y'all for tuning in to part 2 of my testimony when I answered God. And I know I went kind of fast, you all. Like, I did. I feel like I skipped a lot of things in my life, which I did. But I have plans. I have plans to fill in the spaces with my book when I answer God. And it is going to touch on the spots that, you know, I just couldn't tell on camera, because you limited to so much time. But my book, I am in the process of writing it myself. And once I dot all my I's and cross all my T's, I will definitely be showing you all the Amazon link to purchase that book, because it's some stuff in there that your girl had to leave out for the purposes and the sakes of just talking on camera. But I love y'all. Again, make sure that you all tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that Jonna Royal is back. I'm here. I'm better. I'm able to talk to you all about my life and about things that has really changed me, that I battled with sharing for so long. And like, comment, subscribe. If you have not subscribed yet, if you have, then thank you so much. And if you don't forget, you guys, to hit the bell icon. That just sends notifications every time I drop a video. And God bless all of you, kings and queens. Yes. And I love you all. And look out for my next video. Yeah, because that next video is something else. It'll be about the God that I thought God sent me. And how my faith just wasn't that strong yet to discern that it wasn't from God, and that the enemy knows too. So y'all be careful out there, and I love y'all. Much love.
Queen, you deserve it.